the Tinder date that turned into a public murder. Even a toxic relationship is supposed to be the hard part. For one woman, the real nightmare started afterward. After finally divorcing her violent ex-husband, she decided to try dating again for the first time in years. That's when she met a man on Tinder. The two agreed to meet for dinner at a crowded restaurant. At first, everything seemed normal. Then midway through the date, her ex-husband walked through the front door. Witnesses say the woman immediately looked terrified because the man wasn't supposed to know where she was. And seconds later, the entire restaurant exploded into chaos. This wasn't just jealousy. It became one of the most horrifying examples of an ex refusing to let go. According to reports, the woman had only recently started dating again after ending a toxic marriage. Her ex-husband reportedly had a history of controlling and aggressive behavior throughout the relationship. Friends later said she spent years feeling trapped emotionally. The divorce process itself became ugly and stressful. Arguments over money, custody, constant harassment. According to people close to her, the ex-husband struggled badly with losing control of the relationship. Even after separation, he reportedly continued contacting her constantly. Text messages, calls, unexpected appearances. At one point, she allegedly considered getting a restraining order, but according to friends, she hoped things would calm down eventually. Then, months later, she decided to finally move forward with her life. That's when she downloaded Tinder. According to reports, she matched with a man close to her age who seemed polite and normal. The two talked for several days before agreeing to meet. They chose a busy restaurant, specifically because it felt public and safe. According to witnesses, the date initially appeared completely normal. The pair laughed together, shared drinks, talked for over an hour. Nobody inside the restaurant suspected anything was wrong. Then suddenly, everything changed. According to witnesses, the woman looked toward the entrance and immediately froze. People nearby later described pure fear crossing her face instantly. Her ex-husband had entered the restaurant, and, according to reports, he looked furious. Witnesses said he walked directly toward the table without hesitation. At first, people assumed it was just an argument between exes. Then the yelling started. According to reports, the ex-husband accused her of humiliating him publicly, accused her of replacing him, accused the Tinder date of stealing his family. The entire restaurant reportedly went silent. The woman repeatedly begged him to calm down. Meanwhile, the Tinder date tried to escalating the situation peacefully. Witnesses later said the man never acted aggressive. He reportedly kept saying, "Let's just talk outside." But according to reports, the ex-husband wasn't interested in talking. Then suddenly, he pulled out a knife. According to witnesses, panic exploded through the restaurant instantly. People screamed and started running. Tables overturned, staff members rushed customers toward exits. Meanwhile, the ex-husband allegedly attacked the Tinder date first. Witnesses described the attack as extremely fast and violent. The woman reportedly tried pulling her ex-husband away, but according to reports, she was attacked too during the struggle. The entire scene lasted less than a minute, but witnesses later described it as complete chaos. Several customers attempted intervening. Others called emergency services immediately. According to reports, the ex-husband fled the restaurant before police arrived. Meanwhile, both victims were rushed to the hospital. The Tinder date survived with serious injuries, but tragically, the woman later died. According to investigators, the case quickly turned into a massive manhunt. Police released photos and vehicle descriptions publicly, and according to reports, the suspect was eventually located hiding several hours away. The arrest footage later spread heavily online. What disturbed many people most wasn't just the violence itself, it was how predictable the escalation seemed in hindsight. Friends later revealed the woman had repeatedly expressed fear about her ex-husband's behavior before the attack. According to reports, he allegedly struggled obsessively with the divorce for months. Some friends even claimed he monitored her social media constantly, and once she started dating again, the obsession reportedly became worse. Investigators later believed he intentionally tracked her movements before confronting her at the restaurant, which made the attack feel even more terrifyingly planned. Because according to police, this wasn't random rage in the moment. He went there looking for them. The case quickly gained national attention afterward, especially online, where many people discussed the warning signs of possessive and controlling relationships. According to people close to the victim, she truly believed her life was finally starting over. She was rebuilding emotionally, trying to move on, trying to feel normal again, and tragically, that's exactly what the ex-husband couldn't accept. Because in the end, the most terrifying part of the story wasn't Tinder at all, it was how dangerous some people become once they decide they'd rather destroy someone than let them move on without them. This story is horrifying because it feels painfully real. There's no mystery monster, no supernatural twist, just obsession, control, and somebody refusing to accept rejection. The fact the attack happened in a crowded restaurant makes it even more disturbing. Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoy disturbing true stories like this, make sure to subscribe for more.
The Tinder date that became one of New Zealand's most infamous murder cases. At first, it looked like a normal Tinder date, a young backpacker, traveling alone. A man she met online, Dina, drinks, and CCTV footage showing the two laughing together in downtown Auckland. Nothing about the night looked unusual. But the next morning, Grace Millane disappeared completely. Her phone went silent, she stopped contacting family. And the man from Tinder started behaving strangely almost immediately. He searched the internet for things like hottest fire and large suitcases. Then security cameras captured him calmly, moving luggage through the city, while Grace's family desperately searched for her. What investigators uncovered afterward became one of the most disturbing Tinder-related murder cases in modern true crime. According to reports, Grace Millane was a 21-year-old backpacker from the UK. She had been traveling across multiple countries after graduating university. Friends described her as outgoing, social, and adventurous. By late 2018, she arrived in Auckland during her travels through New Zealand. According to reports, she regularly kept in contact with her family while traveling, especially her parents. Then on December 1st, everything changed. That evening, Grace arranged a Tinder date with a man she met online. Surveillance footage later showed the pair meeting in central Auckland. At first, nothing appeared unusual. The two visited bars together, shared drinks, laughed together, on camera. According to investigators, staff who interacted with them later described the date as appearing normal. Eventually, the pair returned to the man's apartment inside a luxury hotel building. And according to police, that was the last time Grace was ever seen alive publicly. The next day, her family expected to hear from her, but no messages came. No phone calls. Nothing. At first, Her family tried not to panic. After all, she was traveling internationally. Maybe she lost her phone. Maybe she was busy sightseeing. But according to reports, the silence quickly became deeply concerning because it was completely unlike her. Meanwhile, the man from Tinder reportedly continued acting strangely. Security footage later showed him leaving the apartment multiple times, alone. At one point, he purchased cleaning supplies. Then later, he bought a large suitcase. According to investigators, he also searched disturbing phrases online shortly afterward, things connected to disposal, violence, and pornography. And what disturbed investigators most was how calm he appeared throughout everything. According to reports, the man even went on another Tinder date shortly afterward, while Grace was already dead inside the apartment. That detail horrified people following the investigation because it suggested an extreme level of emotional detachment. Eventually, Grace's family reported her missing publicly. The case exploded across national news almost immediately. Her father flew to New Zealand, desperately hoping she'd still be found alive. According to many people watching the case, seeing her family publicly begging for information became heartbreaking. Meanwhile, police slowly started piecing together surveillance footage from across Auckland. The footage reportedly revealed a disturbing timeline. Cameras captured the Tinder suspect transporting the large suitcase through the city. Then later, driving toward remote wooded areas outside Auckland. Investigators eventually searched those locations, and tragically, they discovered Grace's body buried in shallow ground, according to reports. The discovery devastated New Zealand and the UK alike, because the case had already attracted enormous public attention by that point. Then, the investigation became even more disturbing. Police uncovered evidence suggesting the suspect had a history of manipulative and sexually violent behavior. Several women later came forward describing frightening encounters with him through dating apps. Some claimed he became aggressive during intimacy. Others described controlling or disturbing behavior. According to prosecutors, the suspect eventually claimed Grace's death was accidental during consensual sex, but investigators strongly challenged that version of events, especially because of his behavior afterward. The searches, the cleaning, the suitcase, the burial site, and perhaps most disturbing of all, continuing life normally afterward. During the trial, many details shocked the public, especially surveillance footage showing how ordinary the date initially looked. Because there were no obvious warning signs visible publicly beforehand. Just two people appearing to enjoy a night out together. That reality deeply unsettled many people following the case, because it highlighted how dangerous predators can appear completely normal at first. Eventually, the suspect was convicted of murder. According to reports, the verdict brought some closure to Grace's family, but the emotional damage surrounding the case remained enormous. To this day, the murder of Grace Millane remains one of the most infamous true crime cases connected to online dating. Because what began as a completely ordinary Tinder date ended in one of the most disturbing international murder investigations of recent years. This case is terrifying because nothing about the beginning looked unusual. No creepy abandoned house. No obvious danger. No masked attacker. Just a normal date in a busy city, and that's exactly what makes the story so disturbing. Because predators rarely look dangerous immediately. Many of them look calm, friendly, and completely ordinary at first. The most chilling part might honestly be how normal the CCTV footage looked before everything happened. Because nobody watching those clips would ever expect what came next. But what do you think? Should dating apps do more to protect users? Or is it impossible to fully prevent people like this? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy disturbing true crime stories like this, make sure to subscribe for more.